Ladies and gentlemen, would you please make welcome David D. with the Elvis Tribute.
See here, see right up. Oh, see here, what you have done. Well, I said, see right up. Oh, see here, what you have done. Now, girl, you made me love you, but now, you look when it's gone. Hear what I said? Well, I'm going away, baby. Lord, I won't be back till fall. Well, I'm going away, baby. Lord, I won't be back till fall. If I find me a good girl, I won't be back at all. Hear what I say, play me. Yo. Lord, I won't be back till fall. If I find me a good girl, I won't be back at all. Yeah, what I say? Well, I said, see she right up. Oh, see what you have done. Well, I said, see she right up. Lord, see what you have done. Well, girl, you made me love you. Now your love man is gone. Hear what I say? Well, I said, see right up. I said, see right up. I said, see.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is yet another episode of Rogan Radio from the live studios of Studio A in the friendly compounds of Rogan Radio something or rather. We got all messed up because at the very last minute I realized I didn't have everything.
Since when do you ever?
I mean, I'll tell you what, I haven't ran like that. I haven't ran like that since the last time the Simpson Cops ran after me.
Yeah. Chuck, you ran like 15 feet and back, buddy.
Yeah.
It was almost like you were walking. Really fast.
My heart's not telling me that. Wait a minute, is it Christian's birthday today?
It is.
It's Christian's birthday?
Holy crap.
Call him up. Call him right off the bat.
Is he 16 years old today?
That he is.
Call him right off the bat. We're going to call Christian Wiz. He is he is a show contributor, and he is a stud muffin like no other stud muffin.
And he's single, ladies.
Does that mean he'll be getting a driver's license, right?
He's the big 16.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. We're going to call him right off the bat. Hello, Mike. What's going on from North Carolina? Judy's down from North Carolina. Sylvia. Is Sylvia down in North Carolina?
Yes, she is.
What is up with... You got to talk right in that microphone.
I'm sorry.
Make sure my
Sylvia's
phone
right in
is
North
up.
Carolina.
Volume.
Should be.
She's one of my good friends.
There we go. That's good. We're going to call him up because this is important. Family's everything to us. You have to be family, right? There he is. Hey, Christian.
Hey.
Hey, it's my God. Who are you, dude? Listen to that voice.
Man, he is a man now. 16 years old. In some countries, 16 years old. He's already married.
At least he sounds better than his dad, right?
Well, I hope so. Christian, it's your 16th birthday today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these long answers from teenagers these days.
He's excited.
Yeah.
What's 2 plus 2, Christian?
4.
Yeah. How was your birthday today, man?
It was good. We had a little get together yesterday, but today is my official birthday.
Nice. That is nice.
So
well,
listen, for your 16th birthday, did your mom and dad get you a car? 16, right? You got a car, right?
No, I didn't get a car.
Oh,
Really?
man.
He'll end up
That's a
driving my
bummer.
truck.
Well, that's okay.
I don't have my birthday
Hand-me-downs. At 16, they all get hand-me-downs.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's from you or from
They should
somebody
get
else,
hand-me-downs.
it's at least a second-owned
It
car.
has to be because you're going to put dents on the thing.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You're
They
gonna-
always wreck the first car.
Absolutely.
They need
do.
to learn to pay for it. Every kid that I know that has had things handed to him has wrecked them up and just not taken
Wrecked
care
them,
of
damn near killed them.
Wrecked them.
Wrecked them. Anyway, what we're going to do, Christian, because you haven't been on the show for a while, and what we're going to do is we have Lori and Antoinette here, and we're going to sing you happy birthday.
Woohoo!
Is that okay?
We, meaning Lori and Antoinette.
Yeah.
We can do it. We can do it. Come on.
Here we go.
Come on,
Come
Christian.
on, ladies.
You're 16
Ready?
now.
Ready?
Ready? Ready?
Let's go.
Be happy birthday to Christian. Happy birthday to you, Christian. Happy birthday, dear Christian. You're 16 and your dad won't get your car or even your driver's license. Sucks to be you. I'll take you out on a date sometime.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Christian Wiz. Hey, we miss you, brother. We miss you.
Your dad, Chuck Rogan, didn't get you
Get
anything.
on there soon.
Yeah, you need to be on here. And I didn't get you anything. I mean, I threw that all on Jimmy Wiz, your quote-unquote dad. Well, Christian, yeah, you know what? Happy birthday, brother. And we do want to see you back here in the studio very shortly.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, get out of
see
here,
ya.
man.
Go eat your birthday cake.
There's a lot of personality with teenagers these days. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, there's either a lot or there's absolutely none.
well, what we should have done, we should have texted them. Because if we would have sent a text to them, it would have been okay.
No, it would have been in Snapchat. Then you would have gotten some.
I would have went to jail if I would have sent them a Snapchat.
Depends on what you put in your Snapchat.
We know what Chuck puts in his
Chuck, we're
Snapchat.
not talking about Snapchatting with Michelle. We're talking about
a boy, 16-year-old boy.
Which, by the way, let me bring up a great point tonight. Tonight we have a complete studio full of people, but we are missing 3. Cuddles, he's down at the fire department.
Yeah, he's in a meeting.
Darren, he is shoring up sponsors for the big ride coming up that the American Legion, the riders have.
Shell Strong ride, yeah.
Shell Strong ride, which we have some information that Parker sent us over on 4th Street in Clarksburg. We'll pass along. And Michelle, she's at the lake, so we had to throw, which is a blessing to me actually, because Todd, when Jimmy's not here, plays a soundboard guy. Well, tonight he is over on he's the actual director tonight, which actually is really nice because oh my goodness,
Oh, no.
where's the harp thing at, Jimmy? We need like a harp.
Oh no, he's getting
Oh
a slow
my
man.
goodness. TNA. Anyway, what's up, Steve Chevron? Steve Chevron's down in North Carolina. What is going on with all this North Carolina stuff?
Yeah, right.
Everybody and their brother from North Carolina is watching.
Too hot.
You know, after being back in Alabama last week, I'm like, oh my God, I'm back in West Virginia.
You want to go back to North or Alabama?
Dude, the food is so much better. And
You just came back. You just came back from vacation too, by the way.
yeah, it was like, what's crazy is every state I was in, southern state that I drove through, we usually take a couple different ways. We're talking Tennessee,
How
both
many
Carolinas,
different ways do you take it, Jimmy?
as many as you could give it.
Oh wow! Just asking.
So, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, Florida, they all gas prices were like $1.89 hoverage. I get up here to Charles Point to fill up, it's like $2.45.
Listen, dude.
Way to
higher.
keep the poorest state poor. You know what I mean?
Ohio's even more. It was $2.54.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What is up with it? And normally Ohio is relatively cheap.
Compared to West Virginia?
Yeah. I don't get
Jimmy,
that.
I do have one question for you. While you was down there in Alabama, did you at least think about us and bring back any of that sausage, or did you take it all for yourself?
I did bring it back a bunch, but it's at home.
Oh, Jimmy. Did you bring back
Had
any
some
Viper
yesterday.
sauce?
Yes,
Any
I
Viper
did.
sauce? Did you?
Brought back all of them, every kind.
Nice. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show because not only do we have Antoinette Casto here from the Ellis Restaurant that you know. This is the big 70th. I have a problem saying 70th year of the Ellis, the drive-in over there. That's not Shinston. What's that actually called over there?
Gypsy?
Shinston Pike, go figure.
Yeah, it's Shinston Pike. That goes all the way to Clarksburg, too,
is
by
that
the
like
way.
Gypsy? Is that considered Gypsy?
I don't know what that is.
That's like Hughes.
It's right between.
Hughes.
Oh, don't say that.
It is. It's Hughes. Right on the other side of the billboard's Hughes Camp.
Well, we highlight the
I wouldn't
other
say it
half.
either. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
Shinston.
Yeah, but it's always been the landmark of a Shinston.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely it is. Derek, he's back from Cedar Point last week, and we realized that, what we have decided to do after last week's episode is that we're all going to send you on a trip to SeaWorld.
Oh,
Now,
we need to.
Well, I talked to Lance Vernon, and what we're going to do for a day, we're going to hold up a sign down at the Worthington Beach that says SeaWorld, and you could go ahead and we're going to give you a fishing pole, and we could do all that
That's
stuff.
awesome.
We're going to have a rubber Shamu thing. Michelle's going to get it from Cheat Lake. They always ride on those and pools, and she's
I
going to
thought
bring
you
that
were
down.
going to get that woman from down the road to be our shaman.
We can do that too. That's great.
If you're going to see the world, that's going to be pretty expensive.
Oh, it is.
See the world. I thought that was Epcot, by the way.
I'm gonna have my mom bring me there. That's what I'll do.
You're killing two birds with one stone right
She
there.
owes you a trip anyhow.
Last week we talked about how Derek was so upset for the fact of he was not able to go to SeaWorld when his mom specifically said we're going to go to SeaWorld. And so they never did. So Derek, for all of these years, has had this Menendez sort of aggression in his mind. Not Menendez. You get what I'm saying?
Not that aggressive.
And then so we were talking about it last week when it all came out, and then Derek's mom actually called him and said, "You got to be out of your mind to be saying something like that. That's not even the truth."
She said that's not how it went down. No, that's exactly how it went down.
Exactly how it went down.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yep.
We also have Lori in here tonight. We're going to talk about a great. Listen, you have some books out, and you can get these things on Amazon.
Yeah.
And one thing that always baffles me about artists, and I consider writers artists, is that you have these thoughts. Like, see, I'm not really. I maybe by talking, is that I have so many thoughts in my head, and I express those thoughts through voice, through words, through my mouth. You can do that. You can somehow translate that to paper.
Yeah.
You know what you're thinking.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about all of that and some of the books you have out now, which is going to be absolutely fantastic.
Okay, that sounds good.
But for our big audience around the world, and seems like all around North Carolina, what we're going to do, we're going to introduce each and every one of us now, because we haven't done that for 2 weeks. We like to do this from time to time.
Well, we need to.
Yeah, I think so, too. What is that? Misophonia, Jimmy. Oh, my God.
Anyway, he loves slurping.
Tonight, Michelle is on the lake, Darren is on his bike, and over in the director's chair. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the director tonight, the stand-in, the know-it-all, the jack-off of all trades. Ladies and gentlemen, Todd, Captain Earl Beck. Give him a big round of applause over there, standing in at the director's seat. Nice. By the way, everything good with your dad and everything?
Yeah, everything seems to be. Still in the hospital, but he'll hopefully, maybe tomorrow, he'll get to come home.
Well, that's good news. That's always
thanks
good
for
news.
asking.
Well, of course. And you know what? Who gets the M14?
You do.
Yes! Yes,
baby.
Hey, usually you're the one up at the lake fending off all those guys that are hitting on Michelle. So what's going on tonight?
You know what? No joke, right? But here's three things that I know in Michelle's life. There's the lake that comes number one, / camping. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Then come kids, then comes Chuck. So, you know what? Obviously,
at least you know where you stand.
Hey, listen, I've accepted that. That's just how it is. So be it. So be it. Ride Shamu at Cheat Lake's all I can tell you. unless there's actually a guy named Shamu, then we're going to be fighting. Then I'm going to go over and kill him and let Bruce eat him. We're going to have some Shamu sushi.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
5 times fast.
I'm just joking. No, she had a good time today, and I had to get back here, so she's up there and having fun. Anyway, from the costume designer, we actually have a costume designer. We have the Reaper Rider. How long have you been a grandfather now?
4 months.
4 months. 40-year-old grandfather. That's great news, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from Monongah, West Virginia, Chad Puccio.
What's going on, everybody?
What? Thank you, Jim, for doing that to somebody else besides me.
Chad can't hear. He doesn't have
I can't hear
headphones on.
nothing because I don't have the headphones on. Jimmy's taking advantage. I'm going to end up kicking him in the cajones. Cajonis.
You don't like me taking
I had those
advantage of
once.
you?
I think I got those at Vito's once, the Cajonis.
Yeah.
Antoinette, which, by the way, I think what you should do is you have
Make
to talk in that thing or
Chigonis?
no one's going to hear you. What I think you should do, you have the Giovanni's.
Right.
I think you should come up with a sandwich called the Cajonis. Yeah. And it would be like a meat. It'd be somewhat of a meatball
Cajonis.
sandwich.
It's Latin for
Balls
Spanish
and
nuts.
salami.
Put 2 meatballs on it.
Yes.
Slap it with some
Make it
cheese.
spicy, and you could call it a kick in the
How would you do
Cajonis.
that? Yeah, I like
We're gonna
that.
do that special for that night that you guys are going to be up there.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
that.
we'll talk about that. We have there's a big thing you guys are going to have up there
Right.
to in August to celebrate the 70th anniversary, if you can believe it, of the Ellis. I'm just going to say Shinston because I'm
Yeah.
not sure what uses that.
Okay.
Was that the name of it?
Of the drive-in.
Oh, right. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from Shinston, West Virginia, Bridgeport, wherever you want to call her, from the Ellis Restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for
There we go.
Antoinette Caston. Yeah. Good job. And at least you have headphones, but we had to give you the wireless mic. We're sorry about that.
It's okay. It's all right.
I'm willing to give her 1, but not 2.
Now, down at the far end of the table last week,
Yeah.
well, we should call your mom up.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
That
We
would
should call. We should call
She,
her up.
actually, tonight she probably won't answer.
She won't answer tonight.
What's
She
on
went.
TV?
She went on a trip with us when we went back to Cedar Point.
She
this week.
she probably went to SeaWorld.
Well, she probably did.
She probably did go to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
But last week, once again, we had this conversation about Derek being up at Cedar Point, and you had the you went and got Colt, I guess.
We went and picked the Colton up. Yep.
And he's back home now, the All-Star. Listen, that dude is you to a T, man. You talk about a personality in that kid. That is, he's absolutely awesome.
He was
I
mad.
love that dude.
He said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going over to. We got the show tonight." He said, "Oh man, I wanted to play PlayStation." I said, "Whatever, man. Go play it. I'll play you when we get back."
The last time he played PlayStation, he messed everything up.
He did.
He got you locked out.
Yeah.
But I think what we should do is perhaps in honor of Derek's mom, not taking you to SeaWorld, we should do a thing called, what do you think, Todd? Whale song?
Well song. Yeah.
Sorry, Derek.
I speak well.
That is great.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic. So you know what? We just wanted. I thought that was funny.
That was great.
And she actually did call you. Now the guy that actually has eaten whale over from Japan a couple weeks ago, Brucey. We had a super huge following over there from Tokyo, right outside the thing. And you just put a Facebook post up showing where you grew up.
Yeah.
Which was like at one time, not that long ago. When you were we'll say 40 years ago or something like that. Complete rice paddies. It was nothing but a field.
Yeah, field. Yeah.
And then now it is like
Suburb.
it is all of West Virginia combined in about a 10 square yard or a 10-mile square.
Yeah, take all those lanes and just squeeze all the houses together.
It's amazing, isn't it?
That's nuts.
That is great. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, straight from Tokyo, Japan, he buys panties out of vending machines. He loves to play pachinko. He was a stripper once. You were also a bouncer, karaoke king, and a Kuncho champion. Kuncho champion back in 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, straight from Tokyo, Japan, give a big round of applause for Bruce Takahashi.
Takahashi.
Yeah.
Hey, we just got an update from the commission. It says the sandwich will have 2 meatballs and a hot dog.
Yeah.
That's going to be fantastic.
By the way, have you seen those big, speaking of something that big, have you seen those big sandwiches, like the double-decker heart attack giver that they have there at the Chick-fil-A?
No.
The smokehouse?
Nah, this thing is about this tall.
Oh.
Yeah, there's one at
At
Arby's.
Chick-fil-A?
There's one, Chick-fil-A
Arby's
has
has
there.
one too. I can't remember what the name of it
I
is.
love the new Chick-fil-A one, that
haven't had
smokehouse
it.
barbecue. By the way, that's where Christian works now.
What?
He works at Chick-fil-A in the mall.
My pleasure.
Nah. You know what's
Well, if he
funny
wants
is
gas money.
Everybody goes, what?
I think that last time actually though that Christian was here, he was talking about he was right about to get that job over there.
Yeah.
And then good thing about
maybe.
it, he didn't have to work on his birthday today because they're closed on
they're
Sundays.
closed on
Closed
Sundays.
on
Right.
Sundays. So
Yeah.
Christian.
Now, listen, I think what we should do is we're going to kick him out of this whole little clan, this little group that we have, unless he brings us like a big platter of like those chicken nugget platters that they have.
Oh, so good. So
Todd
good.
and I have one. We listen. We're going to tell this with no background data. Okay.
No, I understand. Uh-oh, got a phone call. Hold on.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, you know who it is.
It's Todd. Todd, we'll call you right back.
Buddy.
But anyway, Todd and I one time, we were going to watch the new Star Trek movie that came out, and it was in 3D. So we have a 3D television set out there. So we went ahead and said, look, we're going to watch this thing in 3D, and we're going to go ahead and get the large like chicken nugget platters from Chick-fil-A. What happened next?
Well, he put me in charge. So I went to Chick-fil-A. I thought, well, I'd never got these platters before. You know what I mean?
Right. And they're huge.
So I went in there and said, well, okay, there's two of us. And we're both grown men, so we can eat. So I said, okay, I need 2 large Chick-fil-A platters and 2 large of the waffle fries, right? I mean, so I went and picked them up. I'm not even going to tell people how much I paid for all that. But one large Chick-fil-A platter has 200 nuggets on it.
Right, it most certainly does.
So, and I bought 2 of them. I bought one for him and one for me. Not to mention the waffle fries. And we sat in there and ate. I took pictures because it put Chuck in a coma, and he fell asleep during the movie. But that was if you ever want to get a Chick-fil-A platter for 2 people, just get 1. Don't get 2.
Yeah,
I ate Chick-fil-A. I ate them nuggets. I ate them things for 2 days after that.
But they're good cold too.
No.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. I do have to ask, don't they do that chicken and fries and all that stuff in peanut oil?
Yeah.
I think so. You can't
Well,
eat
they
that.
may.
Well,
so what the hell am I going to eat?
I think they
I
think they marinate it in pickle juice too.
I've heard that.
We'll have to get the secret recipe off Christian.
You mean a chicken?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll get to. We'll have Antoinette. We'll bring you every one of the Gonzagi things. What the hell were you just talking?
Gonzagis.
What was it?
Cajonis.
Cajonis. The Cajonis thing.
It's Latin
the
for Spanish
Cajonis.
nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 2 meatballs and a hot dog. Who wouldn't want that? Cajonis.
We should put that together. That would be fun.
I just stuck a whole, and we can have a Cajoni eating contest.
Wrap it in salami.
Wrap
Just
it
get
in
a
salami.
regular hoagie bun.
I need to take notes, ideas for that night.
Yes.
It's 2 meatballs, foot-long hot dog.
You got to eat the hot dog first.
It's
Yeah.
so,
You got to hold the meatballs and
so far, I'm getting kind of scared of this because you're kind
Food eating contest.
you're kind of being too realistic. But go ahead, continue.
Mozzarella cheese on the end.
The salami is only for whenever a woman orders it, but
Blueberry pancakes in there. Wrap it in a blueberry pancake.
Oh,
Do it. Do
gross.
it. Do it.
That's
Do it.
gross.
You'd have to do that on a waffle.
Oh, listen. There would be at least one taker. There would at least be one
Absolutely,
taker.
there would
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Chuck Rogan.
So anyway, the main part of the show tonight is going to be centered around Lori. Lori Fontanez, listen, you are a writer, and I love this stuff because writers have this thing in their brain that they can somehow translate. And I can't wait to get into this. But you have a new book out now, and
Yes.
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
No,
I'm used to being interrupted.
No,
Go ahead.
I
No.
didn't
Go
interrupt
ahead.
I'll knock you off your
Faucet's a
chair.
Phantom is your new book, right?
Yeah.
And tell us about it a little bit.
Well, I put this book together because I had 5 short stories that kept getting rejected. So I just put the book together, made it my own collection, and there it is. But there's like the 5 stories that's in it, they vary from different kinds of scary stuff.
Well, first of all, how long have you been writing?
About 3 years.
3 years. And
But I always wanted to, but I just didn't know how to.
Just didn't know where to start.
I didn't know where to start. So I found this group on Facebook called ATZ. It's All Time Zombie. All Things Zombie. I'm sorry, Jeff Clare, if you're watching. Screwed that up. But he's the one that got me started.
And then after that, you just kind of went with it.
I went with it.
Have you noticed in the last 3 years how you've developed anyway?
I have gotten way better. My first story that I ever wrote that was in that zombie story, I actually cried at the end of that story because I had to kill off a couple people.
Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers.
And that killed it. Sorry. But, I felt really bad. But then I changed it up and...
Well, let me ask you this question: what are most of your stories like? What is your what's your niche? What do you like to write about?
I like to write twisted stories. Twisted, scary shit is the way to go.
So when you're talking about like paranormal stuff, kind of like a demonic kind of things, any kind of like serial killer, zombie, anything that.
Well, I've done 2 zombie stories, but it's mostly just stories that come to my head and then I put them on paper.
Right.
Like the one I am in the process of writing a book called Mirrors, and I got the idea when I went to Walmart and I was looking at mirrors. So if you touch this mirror in a certain spot, you fall into the mirror, but it takes you. I like that. That was awesome.
I know. You listen. You have to the soundboard operator. You just have to keep rolling with it.
Yeah, he's all right.
But it's really cool because you don't go. I mean, when you fall into the mirror, you go into the owner of the mirror that you found.
Really?
In his background.
Now let me ask, what's the where do you get, like, when you start writing a book like this, and we're going to get into some of this stuff, but what's the inspiration for it? I mean, what comes into your mind to make you write about a story about a mirror to where you touch it and you're going to fall into it and you're going to fall into the life or whatever of the previous owner?
I don't know. Just things happen, and when I'm going down the road, I sometimes have to take a notebook in the car.
Right.
Because all of a sudden a story will come to me and I got to do the outline.
How important is it just to write it down, the idea at the moment pops up?
It's very important. That way you don't lose any detail.
Okay.
Details is the whole, the whole part of it.
So is it true that when you write a book, you just pretty much put all those short version of your idea pops to your head as a book altogether?
Yeah, you can chapter it off, or you can write it like a regular outline.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: when I was in the service. Oh, let me switch to the director so everybody can see me.
Yeah, there you go.
When I was in the service, I was a big Kuntz fan, Dean Kuntz.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read almost every book. Stephen King I like. It takes me a while to get into a Stephen King book, but Kuntz almost gets you right out of the gate. So so obviously you're a writer now, but you're a reader too. So where's your inspiration come up? Do you kind of? I haven't read any of your books, but is your writing style more of a
Stephen King?
More of a Stephen King?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, see, when you're writing, you have a few people out there that will read your stuff and tell you, what you need to change up or everything sounds good. Well, I have one of those. His name is Thomas Leland, and he tells me that when I'm writing, I write like Stephen King.
Really?
Most of the time, he says it's Stephen King. Sometimes it's Dean Kuntz.
That would be a pretty big compliment, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely it would be. Now, let me ask you this, though, question. When you write something that you think is genius, but yet somebody comes back and says, you know what, you need to change this or you need to work on this, do you take it personal or do you take their criticism? I mean, how do you deal with that?
You have to, it depends on the story. And it depends on the person who's telling you that, too.
Let me ask you this question. When it comes to character development, when you start a story, okay, you have a thought, I'm sure, and then you end up, how long does it normally take you to write a story? A couple weeks? A month? A couple months? Just depends on what you do.
Yeah.
If you get writer's block or not.
Right. I did get writer's block.
And you just kind of almost quit, right? But this is the thing. How much, when you have a vision in your head about a story, then you start writing it, how much do you notice is different from the beginning, your initial vision of that book until the end of it? Because the entire thing's a work. It's almost like a living thing.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of building and building and building and building and building on top of things, and then you can almost write things in as you actually do it.
Right.
But how much from the beginning until the end? I mean, how often does that change?
It changes a lot because when you go back through, like every time when you're writing it and you go back through and see if you've missed a comma or, because I am not a grammar Nazi at all.
Right.
That's why I have editors, because English was never my forte. But anyhow, when you go back through and you're reading it, the rough draft, then that's when you bring it to life, because you change things, you change details, you change who said what, and because it's important. Detail is more important.
Yeah, you know what? I imagine it probably would be, because if you got a story, if you have an idea in your head, you know what I mean, for for the story, and you start from here, and then you go from here. So you have like the whole book right here in your head, but as you progress through the story, you might need something to change back here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
to make sense. To make sense here, so then you have to go back and kind of change it around here to fit here. You know what I mean? Chapter 1, something has to change to fit into chapter 5. You know?
Right.
Not that it's, but you know what I mean? That would be my thing.
Well, you got to watch for loopholes.
Or loopholes, yeah, something like that, huh?
Yes.
He doesn't know. Just by him saying that, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what a loophole is, dude. I've been to rodeos. I know what the hell a loophole
Well, I mean,
is.
but do you ever get into a place to where you almost, after a while, I'm sure you get into the flow of writing, okay, where this particular story is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just, for whatever reason, either don't like where it's going, you don't like something like that, and then you have to change the entire thing. You know what I mean? You just basically, you're thinking it's going to go in this direction, but then you throw like a curveball into it. And it ends, I mean, just absolutely not even where you think, but all of a sudden it feels good, and then you grab with that and go.
Yeah.
It's almost, you just go with the flow.
The characters take over. Regardless of if you're saying, I want the story to go this way, the characters take you where they want you to go.
See, which is kind of interesting to me because
so we have real quick. We do have a question here. Somebody said, "Where can you get a copy of the Mirror book?" I'm intrigued. Anthony Morgan.
The Mirror book's in process.
It's in process.
Oh,
now I did put a link up there for Faucets of Phantoms. It's up there right now, so check that thing out. But that's kind of neat that you see, because I know we're the same way. I mean, we're doing sort of the same thing, not so much in detail, because we're not trying to tell a story. We're just trying to pass an hour or two by. But how the thing is, when you start writing it, it becomes less about you and more about the characters that you're writing about, even though it's coming from you.
Right.
You know, and I've heard that about Stephen King a lot, is that he...
Yeah, Stephen King does that a lot. And now that, he does, I don't know if he ghost writes. I've heard that he does. That could be somebody else.
I thought he just retired writing the book.
Well, he was hurt. He was. Did he get in a
terrible car wreck? Yeah, because I think he bought the. Didn't he buy the van that hit him or something like that? Destroyed the thing.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the characters do take you where they want you.
What do you like most about writing?
I like the adventure.
Right, because it's limitless.
Yeah. Because you can go anywhere with it.
Have you met, like, when you start doing this and you go to book fairs, I guess, and like little things like that, you meet a lot of good people that have been doing it for a long, long time.
Yes, I have. And last year I went to this big con, and it was in Williamsburg, Virginia. It's called Scares That Care.
Right.
And all the proceeds, they pick 3 families that have a child that's either burned, sick, or I can't remember the last one. But they give them like $10,000 in cash.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so I went to that last year, and I met a lot of my author friends that are on Facebook, and that helped me out. I mean, once you're an author, and I messaged somebody today, and I was like, look, I really need help. Everybody's there to help you.
Right.
You're not alone in this.
Do you ever find yourself, when you write a book that you really, really like, say whatever it is, do you feel a stress come upon you to where you almost feel like you almost put like an unneeded stress upon yourself for the next book, like it has to be better, and then so you're trying almost too hard rather than just trying to go with a thought?
Yeah, I did that with my first book that I had out. It was called Stalker. I pushed and pushed and pushed and got it out, and it was probably pushed out too fast, and so now it's down. It's not even available right now. So what I'm doing is I'm making Stalker 1, and I had started Stalker 2, but I'm just going to put Stalker 1 and Stalker 2 into one book. And that's a really interesting story. I don't even know where it even came from, but...
Do you ever think about the stuff that you write and think, wow, I'm starting to scare myself?
Well, yeah. I have scared myself before, turned the computer off, and went to bed.
Oh, wow.
Hey, we have actually. I tell you what, we had a call from North Carolina. Why don't you go ahead and play that? See if you recognize.
While I'm doing this, so you talk about how you rush things out. Have you ever sat there and like wrote a story and as just took way too much time and then overthought it, thought and wanted to change so much stuff, do you end up making it better or messing it up or something? You know what I mean?
Well, if I do that, then that's what your editor will catch.
Yeah.
The editor will send you suggestions.
Yeah.
And that's really helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the message that we got actually the other day to Rogan Radio.
Yes, this is Sylvia Stein. I'm calling from North Carolina. I'm a big fan and friend of author Lori Fontanez. I wanted to send her a big shout out today. I know she was going to be on your show, and I just wanted to say, best of luck. And I'm so excited to hear, the interview and everything. And I know she was going to be on, and she was very excited. And I'm so excited about her new book, Faucets of Phantoms, which is out now. And I just wanted to say hello.
Yeah,
yeah,
pretty nice.
That's awesome, Sylvia.
Pretty nice.
Thank you for calling, Sylvia. Why don't we get more calls like that?
Hey, by the way,
saying nice things about us.
I think Chuck deletes them all. Especially if they ever get Todd or me.
Hey, listen, if you do have any questions about it, 681-222-7646. Give us a call. We'll let Lori. If you have any questions for Lori about writing, if you want to be an aspiring author, or if you have any questions about anything, especially about the books, because I find the topics that you write about fantastic, because I love the paranormal stuff, the demonic stuff, the kind of messed up things.
Okay, well, you wait for the closet.
Oh, tell me about the closet.
Oh, he
now.
came out of the closet a long time ago.
Yeah.
I noticed.
What? Lori!
I'm kind of hoping this will be like an Oprah thing where before we leave, we all look under our chairs and there's a book.
Hey, Lori, why don't you mention the publicist side of your books that you've done and not done?
What was that? I didn't get all that.
Doing it yourself.
Oh, the indie author is it gives you more of a profit. Being an indie means you're independent. It means you can put your stuff out there all by yourself. Being with the publisher, it's a good idea, but you really have to pay attention to what you're going to be profited. If you do your own covers, then it's worth it. If you do your own editing, then it's worth it. Because when you're with a publishing company, it can help you because they'll distribute books for you everywhere. Where if you're an indie author like myself, I have to distribute my books wherever I want them.
See, now that's one thing that we've done here, which would be sort of the same thing, is that, say, when you have a publisher, at that moment in time, if you're under contract, they can tell you what to do, they can edit what you write, all of a sudden it's not your work anymore. You write it, you give it to them, and then they mess with it.
Well, no, they don't really mess with it. What they do is they send you suggestions.
They're nice about it.
They're nice about it.
Yeah. They nicely tell you what you can and can't do.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it is.
Just remember that when you do.
Or they won't accept it.
Well, right. It has to be perfect. Yeah. And why would you not want it to be out there and be perfect?
Sure. Yeah. Because, well, see, that's, I think a lot of times, because these people know what they're doing. I mean, when it comes to movie producers, more often than not, they've been through this. They know it's going to work. They know it's not going to work. But you have to have that one particular brain. There's like a certain thought that's been written about 1,000 different times, except in a different, maybe different words, but the thought of itself is the same.
Right.
To whereas if you have a book like, say, yours, your brain, however it works, and please don't come with an axe to my house anytime soon. But
it's in the car.
If you have a little bit of a niche, right? If you have that niche, and then all of a sudden you have somebody that knows that say, hey, listen, now that's special, but we can work with this. You maybe think of this a little bit more, but without disturbing actually what your inner writing, whatever your thought is, because once you start getting that outside influence, it's not yours anymore. You're just, the producer or the editor or whoever could write it for you.
Right.
So that would be the hard thing, because I know that's one of the reasons we don't really do anything as far as money goes, because we don't want to, we don't want anybody saying, okay, listen, we're paying you $10,000 a year. You can't say shit on here anymore. I'll be like, I want to say shit.
Right.
You can't tell me I can't say that.
Sometimes
you're not supposed to say shit on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Remember that when you do memoirs of Chuck Rogan.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. But so I mean, everything is working really well for you.
Yeah, it's going really well now.
And all of your stuff's on Amazon.
Yes.
And you have the new book is The Mirror. That's your latest one?
Well, that's my latest, but I'm still writing it.
Right. I mean, it's not your finished product. That's the one you're working on now, because Phantoms of Faucet.
I'm hoping that it'll be done by maybe the middle of next year.
How long's Faucets of Phantom been out?
Just for about maybe
hasn't been that long.
Maybe a month, maybe.
Yeah. Is the reception pretty good? The reviews and everything?
Reviews is really important. When you buy a book, whether you like it or not, you have to leave a review.
Right.
And reviews are what helps indie authors.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Because I mean, when it comes to an indie author, you're putting a lot of your own financial investment into the whole thing. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
So you don't want to go out there and if nobody tells you that, listen, here's the reason we don't like this. And then you're like, oh, well, I wish you would have told me this 5 books ago because now I can change this. Now all of a sudden I'm great.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It just takes that little tweak here, little bit of a tweak
just need
there.
some tweaking.
Have you ever? Let me ask you this.
Dialogue is really important when you're writing a book.
And you have obviously it's a paper book. Do you have any hardbacks yet?
They are available, but I haven't bought any yet.
Have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about taking one of your books and
here
doing?
it comes.
Well, no, and
Put nuts on the cover?
and doing like
Yeah.
and putting us on the cover, right? And reading it like
an
audiobook.
Well, it's going to be an audio in about 8 days.
Is it?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
This is going to be. Who you going to have to read it?
Jack Wallen.
Jack Wallen
is one of
Should've
my
got Todd
favorite
Beck.
authors on.
Yeah.
That he writes awesome stuff.
Right.
He's from Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
And he has a fabulous voice, and he did my whole book.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be available in about 8 days.
Oh, no, see, that's cool.
See, now Jack's from Kentucky, so does he read it like this? Welcome to Chapter 1. Faucets of Phantoms.
That's not him at all.
He don't have that Kentucky accent.
Well, he does, but he was in Broadway for 20 some
so
years.
he's
Oh, well, this guy knows. He knows what he's
He
doing.
knows what the hell he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, that's great because see, like a guy like me, I don't have time to read. And you know what? Half the time, I don't even know how to read. But I will listen. I listen all the time.
Yeah.
Well, then
I'm
you
just
can-
joking
you
about
can-
that. But I do listen all the time. That's what I mean. There's this whole new generation that doesn't take time. Reading a book, a lot of people still read. I mean, a lot of people read. But when you're like me, I don't necessarily make time in my life to relax. I mean, that's like a nice recreation to sit down and read a book. Like go to the beach and read a book, or you sit down at night and read a book. I don't make time for that because my mind is always doing something. I'm always doing something. Most of the time, it's just dumb shit. To be quite
Well,
honest
you
with
know what? People don't buy a lot of books in the summer because of all that shit.
Well, you know what? Then you'll be right. But see, now I listen all day long. I can put my headphones in
Just go.
and just listen to the entire thing
That's
while
one
I'm
thing that
doing
I-
that stuff.
Yeah.
You
That's
know
one
what I
thing
mean?
that I noticed while we were at work. A lot of times, if you can't find him, he's actually doing his actual work, and he's got his headphones in.
And they scream at me, and I can't hear anything. Because I listen to books. I listen to like I said, I listen to them, and like this latest thing with Amelia Earhart coming out is quite
Oh,
fascinating.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that tonight?
Is that going to be
On the
tonight?
History Channel tonight. I
That's
think.
what.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I like Mike Eustace's comment where he said, "Let's hear Bruce read a few sentences from her book in Japanese."
Oh, that would be great. Do you have a where's your book at?
No,
oh yeah,
no, wait.
yeah.
No,
Bruce.
wait. I gotta translate the meaning first. I mean,
Oh,
you know,
Don't you just
all
read
you've
it?
got to do is
Read
start
the
reading.
words and read.
The words.
We'll give you a few minutes.
see,
We'll give you a few minutes.
here's the thing. He said to say it in Japanese, but if she writes it in English, it make a different.
Oh, it
Meaning
does.
to
It's
it.
just like Spanish. You know,
Yeah.
you can't just
yeah,
read that
you
in
cannot
Spanish.
Just read. You have to
You have to-
re-edit it to that language again.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, so in other words, he
So what
needs-
you're saying?
There
you
might be
can't
words
do
they
it.
can't use.
Yeah.
So what you're
Right.
saying is you're not
Because
really
you
even
take-
Japanese.
You take your
Well, what we're going to
take your
do?
adverbs.
He
and-
forgot how to be Japanese. Is that what you're
Yeah, I
saying?
think he's been in America too long.
What we're going to do in the meantime, we're going to give Bruce a couple seconds to collect his thoughts because I want to hear something in Japanese tonight. And what we're going to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to make him dance. So come on. Let the emoji fly across the screen. We have Lori in here. We have Antoinette in here. 70th anniversary of the Ellis.
Oh,
Man. D-Mac, he's a little upset. And he's still upset, I can tell, by not being able to go to SeaWorld.
no SeaWorld for this guy.
Brucey's in here. He's going to translate a couple sentences from Lori's book, Faucet's a Phantom.
And the bad part is,
Whoa, Darren actually
Yay,
walked into the
Darren.
studio. He made it in here. He's been on a long ride today.
Brucey could translate this, and we'll have no idea.
We'll have no idea what he says.
I hope he says a bunch of
Yeah,
Japanese
trying to
cuss
prove
words.
he's Japanese.
Yeah. Bruce could be saying something from Jaws. We'd never know it.
I know, right?
Jaws.
Yeah. How was the ride today, Darren? Was it good? Good. Darren, we have a big. Oh, which by the way, we'll talk about that right next, and we'll get to Antoinette.
Yeah.
There's a big ride coming up.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Is there another? Where's that other microphone at? We'll get that hooked up. We'll let Darren talk. Make him
dance. Make them dance.
We're
not
getting
done yet. Make 'em dance.
last minute
Change.
equipment
Change
change here.
Kill
We got
time.
Darren in here. We got a big ride coming up. We want to tell you about that. Has
I think he said it was too spooky for him.
it's sort of like what was the
Well, that story
what
probably
was
is.
It's
How's it sounding, Chuck?
you can't even hear it. It's going to have to be on the mix on the back of the board. Hold on. Talk about something, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
not
I'll
so
tell you what we got going on. We got the
What we got going on?
the gun raffle at Shinsta Volunteer Fire Department.
That's
Still
right. Why
waiting
don't
on
you
my
tell
tickets
us
to be
about
I
that
know,
gun
and I
raffle?
thought about it when I left today. But anyway, hey, the gun raffle is going on. Should be August the 26th. Is going to be the drawing. We're selling 500 tickets, $20 a piece. A chance to win 10 guns or cash equivalent prizes. And you can get your tickets available at the Shinsta Volunteer Fire Department, or you can get a hold of me here on Facebook, or any fire department member. We'll be happy to get you a ticket sold to you and get you a chance. So that'll be good, right?
Yeah.
I misspoke
I don't
last
ever
week.
win anything.
What did you say last week?
I said like October and said 300 tickets, but it's 500.
Well, you were all upset because we started talking about SeaWorld. Blame it
was-
on your mom, man. It's not your fault.
Yeah, baloney.
I know. Anyway, we I don't think we have a camera that we could pick up Darren with. I don't even know.
That's all right.
Well, go ahead and see.
Here's
all
your
right.
sentence, Bruce.
You might not even be able to hear him.
Did a fair amount.
But go. Darren had he had some.
He had an addictomy.
He had some. He had some dicks put in his neck there, and then he's kind of messed up now. Cause
And some dead ones are dead.
anyway, what you went out on a ride today?
Yeah, we out.
Why'd you sit down here? No, go ahead. Sit right here. Sit right here.
We know you're getting old. You need to sit down and talk, rest your voice.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he's here. I haven't seen him in a month of Sundays. Of course, I haven't been here either.
Yeah, we
He's
went
in the
out
old
and put some
purpose
flyers
line.
out. Went out to West End Cafe, out to West Union. Put a flyer up, add a little bit of food, and did the run for Michelle James. She was just recently diagnosed with leukemia, and we put this ride together. I mean, we're still out getting sponsors and everything.
Right.
And we threw it together, and the American Legion Riders, that is Post 31 Shinston. Anthony Gutierrez is one of the main ones that put this together. She was Michelle James. She's a avid dancer with Instep dance program. But that's what we were doing today. Was out, doing some of that, and getting that ready. And it's July 29th, so it'll start at the American Legion.
Yeah, that's a great family. I went to school with this girl's mother.
Okay.
And just absolute great family.
Cool.
So, yeah. So
Well,
that's
like
good.
Darren said, it's July 29th. Registrations are from 10 to noon. The last bike out is at noon. Registrations are $20 per rider, $10 for additional passengers. All proceeds will go to the care for Michelle James. Starts at Post 31 in Shinston. Second stop has an optional $15 chicken dinner. That $15 actually will go to help that rider post.
Right. Yeah, that's an optional one there. Some of the, membership with, any of the groups around are, suffering. People are not, able to get out and be members of a lot anymore. So that's just a thing that they're doing for, for their post. That's optional if you want to help them out or not. But, you can still go on the ride,
The after party is actually going to be at Parker's on 4th Street, downtown Clarksburg. And he actually got a hold of us today. Says they're going to end up having a band called the Fifth Gear playing there. They also have a donation jar that's already set up there at the restaurant. It's been there for about 3 weeks now in her name. So if you ever go down there before the ride, be sure to try to look out for that jar.
Right.
Put a little bit of change in your pocket. Just take it out, put it in that jar. Anything's going to help.
Yeah, any little bit helps.
They're looking to get between 100 to 200 riders for this. Let's see. Parker's saying that he's also got a Spirit Week kind of designed up for Michelle from Monday, July the 10th through Saturday, July 15th. From 4 to 8 p.m. each evening. Anybody that comes in and says they're here for Michelle, I will keep their receipt and give a percentage of the sales back and write a check to her in her family's name. So anybody that goes down there, try to make it between 4 and 8 p.m. Go in. You're saying that you're there for Michelle.
Right.
You'll evidently you will have to pay your bill. He's not going to just go keep your receipt and everything. You'll pay your bill just like normal at any other restaurant and everything. But he'll keep a copy of your receipt, and at the end of that week, he will total everything up, and there will be a certain percentage that he'll just write a check, and that will all be donated as well.
It's pretty cool. That's nice.
That is nice. Yeah, that's great.
So that's pretty much everything that he's got listed here that he wanted us to kind of throw out there. But if there's anything that you guys can think of as far as how to get some money to these people for this ride, let me tell you something from personal experience. Cancer is expensive. Mm-hmm. Anything you can do to help a family out, even if they've got insurance, it's still expensive. It does not pay for cost of riding back and forth for chemo treatments. Sometimes that's not even in town. You might have to. I had to drive to Pittsburgh every 3 weeks. Those expenses aren't paid for. Hotels aren't paid for. Give these people a little bit of a help.
Right.
Gas cards are great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and also
gift cards.
When the next couple shows, once we get more sponsors are coming in, I'm going to put a list together so we can thank those sponsors and people that are putting the money for us too. So it's much appreciated. And again, I apologize for my voice. So here you go. Take your seat back.
There you go.
Yeah. You're welcome, man. Thanks for coming in, Darren. Thanks. Really
now, something else we have to talk about actually is coming down in Salem.
Yeah, July 20th at the RCC. They have the wrestling.
Oh, I can't wait.
And listen, we have the tickets right here.
Yeah, it's for real.
Yeah. Now listen, we're going to wait till next week, and it's little. What do they call it actually? It's
midget wrestling, right?
Micro wrestling.
Micro wrestling. It's the Micro Wrestling Federation.
Wait, you should probably do the echo voice when you announce this one.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming is Salem. It's the Micro Wrestling Federation.
Midget wrestlers!
See little guys beat the living bejesus out of each other and be able to hit you in the balls with their heads.
It's going to be Micros versus Vaughn
Haggerty. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster at 361-821-212-367-54309. Vaughn Haggerty with the Micro Wrestling Federation.
Be small or go home.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait to go to that. I'm serious.
This is going to be a blast. Man.
It's on a Thursday, July the 20th. It starts at 9 p.m.
Thank goodness I have plenty of sick leave.
Well, hell, you don't go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning anyhow.
Well, that's how it used to be anyway. That's for sure.
So we're going to give those away next week?
Next week we're going to do that.
We mentioned it last week.
Oh, do I get to have one now?
Reminding you this week. Next week
you want to get a
giveaway.
Listen, here's what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. My brain's always thinking. Why don't you start coming with us to certain things that we do to have like a book signing or whatever? Yeah. Because listen, we have like from time to time
Flinderation.
Yeah, from time to time
awesome.
we do a lot of paranormal kind of ghostly kind of stuff. And that would be really cool because you're kind of, that would be a nice kind of like a genre thing there.
What kind of paranormal stuff?
We go looking for ghosts.
You're kind of scared.
There's a facility at the Weston.
I'm intrigued because I have awesome pictures from the asylum in Weston.
Look, we took the night vision up, went to the graveyard.
Oh, we went on through Flinderation.
Oh my God,
and then,
that's so much. I've done the Flinderation thing too.
We went up to. Have you ever been through Moundsville?
Yes, I've got pictures of a guy standing at a ghost standing holding the bars.
We want to see that. You got to send that to us.
No, I'll tell you what. We went up there a few years ago and we went through the night thing. We stayed all night up there, and I can tell you, we went down to the Sugar Shack and we caught stuff.
Yeah,
we caught it. I mean, with EVPs, and it's the most bizarre stuff, and it's legit.
Wait. In my house, there's a video on my Facebook where 5 shadows went. My kitchen lit up, and 5 shadows went through.
Really?
That was Chuck looking in your window.
My husband cannot figure it out because the way our house is set up, the headlights wouldn't do it.
Right. Just the way, because the shadows are inside, not outside, so to speak. And then
Yeah.
the way the light would come out, there's no way to do it.
Like lit up and then
Wow.
it just,
Listen,
it
when we're
was
done here,
awesome.
you need to have Chuck show you how he got scared in the tunnel last time.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Oh, it was just a loud bang of a ghost. It was crazy.
Come out of nowhere.
He about shit himself. I'm telling you.
Here's what happened is that this wasn't on. I don't think it's on YouTube. This is like one of those great things. We went through here, and I'm playing this like what's his name off of Ghost Adventures or something. I'm being this host guy. I'm walking through here acting like I know what the hell I'm talking about, and being this real cool dude and everything. What I didn't know is that Jimmy had a flashbang.
I didn't have a flashbang.
Somebody had something. It could have been Brian Morton. Brian Morton went down with us too, and I'm telling you what, that thing went off inside of the train tunnel, and it was so loud, and all I could hear, it was like playing Call of Duty on a video game, right?
Yeah.
I could hear this clink, 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 and I was like, oh, I looked down, I was like, oh, and it went boom.
I love that video.
Are you looking for it,
I
Chuck?
could watch that over and over and
That's
over
funny
again.
as hell.
There's actually it's actually pretty funny if what is going on here?
I think it was your intro to the tunnel or something.
The problem is now though is that because I was on that daggone boat today. For some reason when I'm on that boat, and now listen, I don't know, but everything is like I'm telling you what, everything gets kind of sideways on me.
Your equilibrium maybe gets a little boogered up?
No, my whole eyeballs, like right now, everything is going like this. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's wearing me out.
Gotta sell the boat. Gotta sell the boat.
No,
I'm afraid if you sell the boat, you might not get married though.
Yeah, you might not be. Now, something else, we have Antoinette here in the studio, too. Now, Antoinette, this is the big year for the Ellis. This is the big year. You're talking about 70 years of showing movies that you could watch in your car.
Yeah.
70 years. We have a big party.
So, are there any details yet that you can kind of give us a synopsis on?
No, not a whole lot of details yet. We are going to have a magician there. That's pretty cool. He's coming from Pennsylvania. Hopefully a ton of prizes, some games.
And a lot of food.
A lot of food, a bunch of interaction. I want
great.
interaction, and we want it packed. We want it packed that night. You guys are going to be there.
Oh, no, it's going to be a great,
it's
going to be a great thing.
So it's going to be a nice big party. Any excuse for a party. Right? So I thought that was a pretty good one.
And then we'll have a lot more details as the time goes by. We're going to have we're going to have the big thing set up. We're going to have this blaring ass sound system. It's going to be fantastic.
Right. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
70 years is a long time. You think about 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, help us out here. Last week we had a little discussion about this. I don't know if we got dates right and everything else, but it wasn't the Ellis Drive-In from the beginning. It was...
No. Let me tell you a little bit of history.
Yes.
A little bit of history. In 1947, actually it was August 1947, 3 Spaniards built the drive-in. It was just the drive-in. Okay. And actually the existing projection booth is not the original one. There was a different projection booth about 100 feet in front of that one.
Because the screen's not even the same. They
The
actually
screen's not
added
the same. The screen, if you can actually look at it, it's smaller. There's a smaller size. There's a smaller screen, and then they added on.
Yeah, you can actually
later.
you can actually
You
see
can
where
actually
the
add
original screen was.
Yeah, so they added up. But those 3 fellas, and that was ran year round. All right, there was heaters in the cars, which actually we have brand new ones still, but obviously we don't run it year round. But it was ran year round back then. So those guys ran that for 3 years and went back home millionaires.
Wow, that is amazing.
And you know what? Any guess on how much it was to get in back then?
Back in 1947.
10 cents.
10 cents. I was saying 10 cents too.
I was going to say a nickel.
It was 50 cents.
50
Wow.
cents. Actually, you know what?
That's
That's
expensive movie.
Expensive.
That's very expensive back
And let me tell you
47.
what, I found a cool journal that one of the Spaniards' wife kept.
Oh,
And
I
she
saw
has
that.
a ledger of every single movie that was shown from
Really?
1947 to 1959.
That is
See, now
neat.
that's pretty
all
cool.
typed up. Yeah.
It
That's
is all
pretty
typed
neat.
up.
That's
It's pretty
pretty
cool.
neat right there.
Yeah.
Just because some of the movies that you would see would be classics, like I don't know when Gone with the Wind came out. I think it was a little bit, but you know,
think
you
way
would see
before
something
that,
and be
yeah.
like,
You should make a
And
short
what
film.
movies were there?
She has advertisements. She's had advertisements in that journal too that she clipped out from clippings and everything. There's a lot of history in there, and
there's a gold mine you have down there.
There's a lot
really.
of history.
Just
A lot
for
of history.
you can
It's kinda
put.
fun.
I mean, you know, a lot of people would pay a lot of money for just to hold something like that.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Any kind of movie memorabilia.
Yeah.
I can't even say the word.
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
You've
Yeah.
had too many beers.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
boy,
get a little
I
display
have.
together if I can before that.
I'm trying to get the voices out of my head. I'm the
approaches. But
Listen, the next book you write, Lori, the next book you
Voices
write.
in Chuck's head.
Yeah, I want you to call it Chuck the Psychopath.
Yeah.
Just call it that. Chuck the Psychopath. I'll dress up on one side. I'll be a clown. The other side, I'll be Darren Hardman.
So basically, it's
yeah. And you know what? That would sell.
Or basically, it's your biography, right?
And come out coming out from a closet.
I thought this was you.
See, that would be it right there. We'll throw that up there. Give that to Todd. He'll throw that up there in front of a screen. But anyway, now listen, we were talking about this when we went to Funderation there. This was in was it last year?
This was just last October.
Just last October. Yeah.
Okay, this is great. So you had to listen to this. This sounds like something from Ghost Adventures.
Oh, well, there we go.
Into the train tunnel, and a lot of these body fluids and things that they had pine boxes. Once again, you can go to Rogan Radio on Facebook and check all this stuff out.
If you happen to notice, everybody, he does look a little skinnier there because he was still a...
God damn it! You hear him? God!
As his bodies would decompose, all that stuff would kind of leak out, and it would just stink this place.
God damn it!
Yeah, so that was the adventures over in Funderation. But you could hear that. I mean, that sound, that particular sound of that grenade rolling down the thing, it was like, oh no,
ding, and you just were like, what?
You looked over like you were like, oh no, and then yeah.
It was brutal.
That was funny.
It was brutal. It was great though. But once again, let's get back to your books here real quick. You have how many books now that you can get? I'll put your links up on Amazon.
I think I have 6.
You have 6 of them you can get now.
This one's very important to me.
Okay.
Because it's bite-sized offerings, and we wrote this book. We started out with like 12 authors who was going to donate stories. Well, it went viral on Facebook, and then it ended up being like 42 or 43 authors. But all the stories and all the money to this goes to my friend Misty Stitt in PA for her Down syndrome children. So, this book is really special.
That is special.
Yeah.
Well, that's good of you, though. I mean,
the cover was donated, the formatting was donated, everything was donated.
I like the cover of that, Faucets of Phantoms. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Do you do all the stuff? I mean, the Faucets of Phantom. I mean, do you do that? Is that yours? I mean, is that your thought for it, or did?
They'll ask me like Becky Neron. She's the one that came up with this cover, but she was asking me like, "What do I want? Give me some ideas." And so you just give them their ideas, and they come up with these awesome covers.
Yeah. Right. The only thing that would make that scarier is if that was Todd right there.
Well, speaking of Todd, what Todd's going to do right now to give you a synopsis or give you kind of a
Can I have
feeling.
some scary music?
Okay. Well, you know what? Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, give me some scary music. Some real, just that low. I'll just read just a short.
This is
a short caption.
Todd
right
Beck reading out of the latest book. You got to put the director's cam on.
Oh, yeah.
Why does everybody forget that when they're sitting on that seat? It almost makes them stupid.
Yeah, here we go. You want to put just a little bit of echo in there?
Put the faucets thing scene on there so we can see us all.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Yeah.
Faucets of Phantoms
can
by
you give me
Lori.
Can you give me just a little bit of echo? Just a little bit of echo.
Read by Captain Earl Todd Beck.
Okay, here you go. Ready? Sean was trying to be brave for them both. Deep down, he was scared for his life, but his voice was deep and strong. They were both being as quiet as they could. Sean thought his heart was going to jump out of his chest. Then they heard a voice say, "Get out.
Get out. Get the hell out.
Dun, dun, dun. Get out. Get out." You want me to keep going?
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sounds great.
They knew they shouldn't ignore the threat, but decided to walk a bit further down the long, dark hallway toward the basement. Finally, when Sean located the door to the basement, Keegan twisted the knob and it came off in his hand. He put it in his pocket because he collected antique items. He didn't know what he would be standing on the other side of the door and hoped it wouldn't be anything to hurt either of them. The door made a noise as it rubbed against the floor. It was a big wooden door that was rusty and needed oil in the hinges. "That's worse than the nails on the chalkboard," said Keegan nervously. "I know, man. It gave me chills," replied Sean. How much you want me to read,
This is
man?
good shit. Keep it going. We're going to listen to the whole damn book, man. Go.
It's hard to see, man. It's dark in here. That's okay. I got this. Years of cobwebs were hanging on the front door facing. They were thick, and the smell of mold instantly hit both of their nostrils at the same time. The railing was wooden and missing some spindles that had broken off and were lying on different steps. Sean hoped the old wooden steps wouldn't cave in. He didn't feel like breaking his neck now. It was a good thing Sean had packed a flashlight, or they would have already fallen in several areas, without a doubt.
Listen, I can't do that anymore because I'm going to do that shit all night. Listen, that actually says, that's what I'm saying. We could sit there and read that whole daggone book by Captain Earl.
Yep.
From
Narrated
Lori.
by
And
Captain
just go with the flow of it and actually add sound effects and stuff like that, and my God, it would work.
That'd be awesome.
Listen, I'm serious. I have a boner right now, and I'm not even lying.
Oh, stand up for us.
No, actually, it's only because Mark Coffee Cuddles is here.
Mark Coffee's Cuddles.
Listen, that turned out pretty good.
That's awesome.
That was good.
For being on the fly like that, I was
That
scared
was scary.
too. Oh, man,
that
that's
was
good
scary.
stuff. I love it. I love it.
I'm going to have nightmares tonight.
Listen, I'll tell you what, that's a good book. Just by reading it, Todd's reading of it, and Todd barely can read anyway.
It's true. I'm trying not to fumble over my words.
Todd's very fluent in Lumberportese, but that's about it. English, not so much. Bruce can speak better English than Todd can. But anyhow,
I don't like to read out loud either.
That is just good stuff.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice reading.
Like the
loud.
ambiance we had going.
That's why we need a little music in there.
Listen, that would be a hell of a thing for Halloween, too, to think about doing that. We could have freaking Lori reading this junk out here front while we're doing the live broadcast, just like what we just did.
I like it.
Yeah.
The flashlight, like down here.
Yeah, like here, like that. Having the
Listen, I'll tell you what, I love
I'll
flashlights.
dress in my all black.
Do it. I think we
going
should
to.
do that. Listen, you know what?
Let's do it.
You're
Scheduled.
hired.
Penciled
I'm
in.
hired.
Scheduled.
I'm on the staff
We
now.
need to do something different
Crap,
than
another
Flinderation
thing
this
in
year.
the
We need to go
calendar.
some other places.
Yeah,
we
you
do.
know what? Listen,
We actually do.
the year's halfway over now. We haven't done anything.
I know.
Yeah,
We
Christmas shopping
talk about
starts
all
soon,
stuff.
Todd.
Our place.
That's because
Todd,
Chuck fell in
we'll make
love
up
and
for all
he's
the
busy
ones
doing
that-
other
That's the
stuff.
truth.
Okay.
Listen, I told Michelle that just the exact same thing. I was like, you know what? Everything that I used to do, I don't do anymore. Really, I'm kind of a lame dude when it comes to all this stuff anymore.
No, it's just your whole time's been occupied.
I can't
by
see you, so I can't hear you. Listen, I'm going to start saying it to everybody that sits in that chair. Darren, there you go. I can't see you, so I can't hear you. That's going to be my new bumper sticker slogan. Do it again.
I'll make it for you.
Yeah. Hey, Lori, have you
I
ever
do
been
decals too.
Have you ever been a director on a show or anything like that?
Oh.
Well, listen, you're going to
I
next week.
did-
You're hired.
I did.
Oh wait, but Darren
I
might
did
be here.
direction on Vacation Bible School for 2 years in a row.
Ooh, we use too much bad language for that.
Hey,
Mike
we
you
do.
said once Todd to come read him a bedtime story.
Hickory dickory
Betty
dock.
Todd pulled out his wait. That's
Hey,
Kathy
settled
said yes.
down.
Mike said no. Hickory dickory. There is no. What's up, Nate Golf? Hello, Moose. What's going on, man? I see Mike on there. That's fantastic, man. You guys are cracking me up. Where the heck is anybody see? Donnie was in this past week. Donnie Everett, by the way.
He was in town?
Yeah, I was going to go see him. They were over in Grafton there on Friday.
Oh,
but
we
we had
had
that superstorm, and then
How about that crap?
Jesus, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Let me tell you about meteorologists. Is that it should be called astrology instead. Is that they can say, listen, nothing's going to happen. And then when something happens, hey, man, it's just a fluke. It's not our fault.
What did I tell you guys? I said, you better get ready because it's coming.
Yeah, you did
Right?
because you saw it earlier in the day.
Yeah.
No,
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
yeah, and then
I know.
And then the whole thing is when they say, you know, something big, you guys have to watch this because a big storm's coming, then all of a sudden nothing ever comes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They don't
it's,
know.
It's like up at Cheat Lake there a couple weeks ago. Hey, listen, you're going to get thunderstorms, partly cloudy, not even going to rain, tornado hits. You know what I mean?
We're
The other-
getting 10 inches of snow, and then they end up like with 3 inches like Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Beck scale.
The Beck scale. That'll be it. Sorry, Todd. Good Lord. But anyway, coming up, we're just going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Once again, though, We'd love for you to watch and listen and everything else. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on Stitcher, iTunes, whatever. Lori, we're going to have you back, and we would love, listen, I love your stuff. Thanks. I mean, well, your books.
Whoa! I do like my stuff. My husband likes my stuff, too.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for coming to watch me.
Now, listen, check out all of Lori's stuff. I mean, you can go ahead and we'll put some more links up there. And the latest book is Faucets of Phantom. And listen, it's great stuff. This is actually good stuff. I mean, when Todd read it, it was really, I really liked it.
He scared me a little bit when he was reading it because that's the asylum story.
It almost came, because, I would be scared if I lived with you thinking, you know what, that's the woman that I'm living with, and that came out of her brain. Like,
well, my husband asks me all the time if I've killed him off in books. I have killed him off in books, and then I felt bad and then unkilled him.
That must be like one of those zombie books then.
Yeah.
But once again, thanks for listening tonight. Thanks for watching tonight. Wherever you're doing this at, be sure to share it. Be sure to let everybody know about it. Keep the word alive on behalf of the director, the photo director tonight, Darren Hardman, who just came in. Cuddles Mark Coffee, the absent Michelle Hall out on Cheat Lake. We have the director tonight, Todd Captain Earl Beck, straight from the Nonga. From the Ellis over there. Look at that, Antoinette Casto. The SeaWorld, never been to there. D. Derek McIntyre from Tokyo, Japan. Bruce Takahashi from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Bruce. I was going to say Bruce again. Jimmy Wiz.
Yeah, Bruce. Bruce
Jimmy
from the
Wiz.
coal mines.
And over here, a brand new author. Not really a brand new author, but you're doing a hell of a job. And we're going to have you back, Lori. I swear to goodness.
Thanks.
There, Fontanez over here. Give me a high five, chick. All right. On behalf of everybody, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Rogan Radio.
Oh, well, I may be just common people, but I'm your brother. And when you strike out to try to hurt me, it's a hurting you. Lord have mercy, walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, baby. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah. Now there are people on the reservations, and they're out in the ghetto. And brother, there, before the grace of God, I go you and I. Now if I only had the wings of a little angel, don't you know I'd fly to the top of a mountain. And then I cry, walk a mile in my shoes. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. Don't. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. Don't. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. One more time, baby. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Just walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse, walk a mile in my shoes. Well,